Ladies and gentlemen, you are about to listen to the incomparable Win Twice Wrestling Podcast with your hosts, Scott and Holly. We always go over, brother, and that's the bottom line. Dig it? So sit back, relax, and prepare to be entertained.
Hello everyone and welcome to day number 6 of the 2024 12 Days of WrestleMas here at the Win Twice Wrestling Podcast.
Yes.
We have gone 6 days in and that intro does not get easier. I'm pretty sure I've mixed it up every time. Just enough. Though.
Yeah, I'm grateful you do it, so I'm saying nothing.
We'd still be on day 1 if we were trying to do that, let's be fair. But we're not, we're halfway. We're on the march to Christmas. We've done March to Manias as well, but this is the march to the big day.
Effective hump day.
Yeah, love a hump at Christmas. Gotta get Santa's sack. Anyway, we'll leave that. Right, we're fine. So we've already covered off, like I said, a number of very talented people, and we're getting to the number 7 spot now.
Yes.
You look confused again.
It's just numbers.
It's how maths works. You do it for a living.
I do, and I don't know how.
Did you put that in your evaluation? I can't remember.
Honestly, don't know.
But we have reached number 7. Now, this one was interesting. Well, they've all been interesting, but this is interesting for a different reason. We had a bit of a 3-way tie.
3-way?
In terms of the... would I want to see the 3-way? Yeah, I'll probably watch it, to be fair.
Okay.
So we've got 3 people that all scored the same.
Yes.
As I mentioned before, the way that we distinguished how we were going to rank them off the back of that is based on the individual highest score. Mm-hmm. I'm not happy about that based on how it's ended up because I'd have had them bottom 3. Well, I'd have had them lower down than this, but we'll get into that later on. You would have had them on the list. They're not even the person we're talking about now, and I'm still getting upset about it. Yes. But of the 3 people, and they, to be fair, the individual scores, there were some high scores in there. They weren't like all really bad. There were a couple bad ones in there, or one bad one and one good one. But in terms of individual scores,
yes,
quite respectful, I would say. Mm-hmm. And we've just stopped off at Tiffy time. Yes. So why not add another woman into the mix? A woman who's had a very good 2024. Yes. She has had previous good years as well. Yes. She's tussled and beaten twice Miss Ronda Rousey, not in the course of 2024. So you've probably got an idea. Twice. She won twice, podcast. Not the name of the show, but that's fine. But she has had a very good year. And yes, as much for in-ring work as character development, we're talking about You Only Live Once. Yeah. Liv Morgan, former Hooters worker. Yeah. Liv Morgan. Holly.
Yeah.
Tell me what you think about Liv Morgan.
I definitely think she deserves her place on this list, by far. Very good year. For me, it's more her character work and storyline work that puts her in this list over her wrestling. I'm not saying it's been bad by any means, but I feel like that has, if I had them on like scales, that would be higher than the actual wrestling.
I'd agree.
The stuff with Dom, we knew. I mean, you knew it was coming, but it was the way it was done was very good. I'm not saying that she did that, but she's obviously part of it.
You've drawn a complete and utter blank, haven't you?
Yeah, brain's just gone.
With the work that she's done with, I need to call them the New Day. Judgment Day. Very different. I'd have been very interested to see what she did with the New Day. But with the Judgment Day, they were teasing it for a while, that there was dissension amongst the ranks. And I don't think we've yet reached the culmination of this.
No, yes, I still think she's going to switch from Dom
to Finn. Because there was that clip, wasn't there, where the room key was left for Dom, and you see Finn grab it and put it in his pocket. Mm-hmm. With the work with Dirty Dom, it cannot go unsaid how well this has worked.
Yeah.
And Dom will probably get a shout out later on, not to actually be a ranked member of the top 12, but he will definitely get a shout out for his contributions over the course of the year. Liv's involvement on the build up to, or in the build up to SummerSlam, facilitated, and not to take away from Dom's work, facilitated a heel turning heel.
Yes. How can a heel turn even more heel? But it worked.
It worked.
It worked. Very well.
Saw the build up to, and basically what it comes down to is Liv let Dom have all the chicken nuggies that he wanted. Yeah. At any point in time. And his obsession with chicken nuggies, as I've heard in interviews, is very real. Or is it tendies? It's tendies, isn't it? Because chicken nuggies is more of an English phraseology. But chicken tendies. So I like a chicken tendy. Who doesn't like a chicken tendy?
Yeah.
Vegetarians, I guess. But
I guess so.
Is that enough to screw over Rhea Ripley?
If you're stupid.
If you gun to your head, you're Dirty Dom.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
Oh, for me, Rhea all day long.
You like a bit of mummy?
All day long.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We'll get there.
Okay, so is it the way she pins women you'd like to experience?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But yeah, the match between those two, to be fair, was that an Elimination Chamber? Because that was in Australia, wasn't it? Come on.
No. Was it?
It must have been.
No, the SummerSlam match.
It was in Rhea's hometown, wasn't it?
But that was
Oh, I'm thinking of the wrong one.
Yeah, you were definitely thinking of the wrong one.
The match between the two of them then
at SummerSlam was good.
I did enjoy. It was good, but again, I've said it about other people, but it's putting someone, and yes, it is all aesthetics, but it's putting someone that looks like Rhea against someone that looks like Liv, and my brain immediately goes, this makes no sense.
I get what you're saying, and Rhea is a tall girl, but she's not tall, if that makes sense.
We've worked this out. She's, if not the same, or a little bit taller than me.
Yeah.
So I'm like 5'7".
Yeah.
So she's not 6 foot.
No.
But for some reason, she gives off. You look
it's
at
the
her
build.
And immediately think she's like 6 foot tall.
It's the build. It's entirely the build, because she's got a muscular frame.
Yeah.
And she's quite lean and long, so it kind of elongates her proportions.
And then putting her against Liv, who's petite. I mean, she's a cracking figure, but it's logically my brain goes, it does not make sense.
And I'll tell you why I disagree with that, because I don't think the disparity is bad enough there that I couldn't believe with the right circumstances. And this is what they did with Rhea having an injury of some kind, a shoulder injury, and Liv is able to be a bit of a worm. And we've also seen historically, we've seen Liv have that never say die attitude as well. She will not stay down. So her taking a bit of a beating from Rhea, coming out the other side and pinpointing stuff for the injury, it works for me. It's not like it's like let's say a Roxanne Perez who's even smaller.
Oh yeah, I do know what you mean, because it's not like I've watched their matches and gone, this is pointless, and I'm disinterested. But it does, for me, it always means that Liv would have to do something a little bit underhand or
out of nowhere win.
Yes, which, fine.
I don't know exactly how tall Liv is. I think she's probably average height for a woman. How would you... Okay, right, so we've covered her in the last episode. Tiffy time. How does she stack up with Rhea then? Because I don't think she's a tall woman.
Yeah, but I mean...
But it's different, isn't it?
It is different.
Why?
I feel like her stature is different. To me, she's
a bigger
stronger.
Frame. Yeah.
And I know that's not the right way to think about it. I know
it's however you think about it.
Predetermined, and I get it. And
wait, what?
It's not like they go in there and arm wrestle. But weirdly, my head looks at the workout videos that Rhea posts and the fact that she is jacked, and then I look at Liv and I go, oh, I don't understand. But that is why I'm glad they've got it back. I like Liv with having Raquel Rodriguez
as
on
the
her
muscle.
side. I like that. That works for me.
Agreed. It's going to be very, very blunt, but we're not going to have another opportunity to mention her. I couldn't care less about Raquel Rodriguez. I never have.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever will. When she was a big face, like just destroying women, never cared. There's something about her that doesn't engage me. But putting her in this role, the problem is there's obviously going to be a moment, I think, where her and Liv then have a feud down the line.
Of course, yeah.
And I doubt I'll care then either.
Yeah.
And the risk they run of that as well is because Liv gets a reaction out the fans. Mm-hmm. If Raquel doesn't get a good enough reaction, Liv will be the face.
Yeah.
She'll play the heel, but she'll be treated like the face by the fans.
Yeah.
I think Liv is very, very, very good at playing both heel and face.
Yeah.
Rhea is very, very good at playing heel and face, but Liv, unlike Tiffany, we know Tiffany can do a cracking heel. We don't know what she can do as a face because she hasn't had time. But Liv, in a fairly short period, went from being the underdog face against the likes of your Ronda Rouseys, etc., to being the bunny boiling bitch.
See, and it's weird because put her with Ronda Rousey and I am Team Liv. All like, do you know what I mean? I've switched from one side to the other.
You have.
But also, I do think the whole Dom thing really, I just didn't.
Well, let's dive into that.
Too much for me.
Much tongue. We've really seen that blossom. Okay, so you are, let's say, you're Mrs. Gutierrez at home. You're Mrs. Dirty Dom.
Not for me, but yeah.
You're Mrs. Dirty Dom, Holly Gutierrez. No,
he's not my bag. No.
No. Okay, you said he was all right looking, but
he's not. Yeah, he's not ugly. But he's not. He's not for me.
No, that's fine.
I feel like I could pick him up, let alone.
You could. You
so
100%
I don't
could.
want that.
But that's the trick, boys. Get fat. That's the one. If you are Mrs. Dom,
yes,
at home, you're seeing him.
I'm not watching.
Refer to Rhea as mummy, and be kind of with her and suggestive stuff like she's licking his face.
Yeah, of course.
Your man comes home with someone else woman's lick on his face, and then he goes from that woman to Liv Morgan. How are you feeling?
Livid.
Yeah.
I know it's a job, and I get that, and it'd be no different really to dating an actor, would it? I suppose. Oh, it's just a bit. It's just
icky.
A bit. Yeah, it's a bit too much. Like I'm more of like when I watch the wrestling, I'm not watching it for a soap opera. Let's be clear.
But
I prefer it when it's a bit more implied.
Yes.
I don't need to see it.
You don't want to see a live sex celebration like Edge and Lita did?
No.
Could you imagine that? Like just chicken tendies. Yeah. Like up to, instead of rose petals, up to a bed, which is actually a bunk bed because Dom's that kind of way inclined.
Do you know what? Give me flirty banter. Give me the
I'll try.
Implied undertone of the... Like with her and Finn. It's a little bit, there's an undertone, do you know what I mean? It's like maybe not. I don't need to see no saliva swapping and all that stuff. No, thank you. I'll watch other things for that.
But you know...
No, I don't mean like
okay,
that.
Fine. I wasn't really what that caught me so off guard.
No, I don't mean like that. I just mean like an actual movie or a TV show.
I mean, we talk about Liv's in-ring work.
Yes.
It's fine. It's good, actually. Like, there's certain things... I do find that Obliviate, you know, the move that her finishing move off the rope, sometimes that looks less good than others, but I've seen it land very well as well. So it'd be nice if there was a different way of doing that. Yeah. I don't know what that is, but then again, I'm also not trained or paid to work out how to do that better. But her in-ring work is great. She's got good facial expressions as well. We're talking about weird nuanced stuff like that, but I'm always engaged in what she does, whether I'm rooting for her or against her, to the point where she's an attractive girl, but she's not 100%, I would say, my type necessarily. She's closer to it than like someone like Tiff, for example. And I remember we watched a documentary on her earlier this year. And something in me, kind of like the protective nature of me, kicks out. I just want to look after her, like as in. Yeah.
To be fair, give me a documentary about most of these people, and my opinion of them would probably change. Like I love a good little docu.
I agree
about them.
I agree.
And I did like seeing a bit more about her. But again, it's great character work. If I'm not backing her, she's doing something right.
And also with her, when Dom rejected her. And she did the crying stuff and walked away. Was it the best crying? No. But I felt, like it hurt. Yeah, there was something in me that, because I know that part of her behind the scenes. I was like, she's gone through some shit. And again, the protective thing kicked into me, and I was like, and my brain went.
She just wants the guy that she likes to like her.
Yeah, and the part in my brain.
It's a struggle.
Hey, it works both sides of the fence. Trust me. And my brain went, fuck Rhea.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was then Team Liv.
Okay.
So I really enjoyed the turn at SummerSlam.
Fair, yeah.
I think for me, it wasn't even a turn because Liv didn't turn, but Liv was involved in one of the single best moments of a character change. Yes. And it wasn't even a character change. It's so dumb.
It makes no sense, but it works.
Yeah, it's like it's turned it up. The amp has gone up to 11 on the character, and and she's been integral to that. She's had a solid year. She's the women's world champion. She is a believable world's champion with the circumstances that have gone around her.
Annoyingly, yes, I would agree. Yeah.
And for as good as Rhea had done with the title, and she had done phenomenal with the title, Liv has justified her spot, I think.
Yeah.
You got anything else that you wanted to add on, Liv, before we go over the individual scores?
I don't think so. I mean, I suppose I'll just shout out the fact that her gear is always phenomenal.
Yes.
I mean, it helps that she looks the way she looks, but I'm always interested to see what she wears.
And it works now for her, and I've come to accept it, and I'm good with it.
Yeah.
But I did miss the old when she was kind of half Harley Quinn, not Harley Quinn.
I knew
because
it
was so different. Like, I mean, you could argue the same about Alexa Bliss.
More girl next door-y, I think, back then. So that's, for me, that's where I would have assumed you would have liked her more.
Yeah, I like a girl next door. But yeah, no, Liv has come in ranked the 7th best wrestler in our list for 2024. But the individual scores, and I wish I'd put the sheet closer to my face for it, but I can see it from here. So she scored an overall 13. Like I said, we had 3 people on the same score.
Unlucky for some, 13.
But based on individual scores, if we'd done lowest, we could have done lowest actually, but I guess it's the same difference. Because if we'd done lowest, the person who's come the top of these 3 would have been the bottom.
Yep.
Yep, that's fine. We'll don't worry, we'll get there. We'll get to them soon. So basically, in summary, so we've done the highest individual score, put them at the top.
Yeah.
If we'd done the inverse and based it on the lowest score, the person who actually came top of those 3 would be bottom.
I know that's why you would want to do that, but
yeah, I'm thinking maybe next year we'll do that. Maybe next year we'll do that. But yeah, so I scored Liv, and this is the closest ranking we had out of. One of them was actually the same difference in score, but this was the closest difference we had in any person, so we put them roughly the same. I scored Liv 7, you scored her 6.
I did.
So we both had a pretty much around the even Stevens mark in the overall rankings.
Looking at it now, I mean, I don't change my opinion, but it's funny that I gave her 6, but I gave Stratton 9.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
I don't change it, but
that was what I was hinting at in the last episode. I said I would put Tiffany much closer to this person than I would Liv to another female that we've not had on the list as of yet.
Okay.
But yeah, I think Liv fully merits her spot.
100%.
And that rounds out day number 6 of the Win Twice 2024 12 Days of WrestleMas. Hopefully you've enjoyed it and you will tune in for day number 7.
Bye.
Until next time, this has been a Win Twice Wrestling production. Peace out.